That's correct. That's Prince Play. That's what I do in my life. Is Prince Play. See? Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Hello, everybody. Okay, we just want to make sure we're working this out good. So we are doing the Let's Talk About Sex with Your Daughter. Guess what we forgot to do? The door. It is wide open. So, while she is going to fix that situation, we want to talk about sex. We want it to be an open communication when you talk to it about your kids. We don't care if it's your daughter, if it's your son. We want you to be able to feel free and open to talk about sex with them. If you don't, their friends will. And there's going to be some misinformation because kids don't know all things. And not saying parents know all things either, but at least we can do some research and try to figure it out and see what's real and what's not. So my daughter's going to ask some questions. I might even ask her some questions. We don't know how this might turn out to be, but I just wanted to be an open communication where we are feeling free to have this conversation openly with one another. I don't want to be focused on the camera, so I'm going to turn this way. So, we believe that when you love and live, and that you should do everything in love, and your love is your way. It's not the way somebody feels that you should love them. It's the way that you can give your love to somebody. And that is a thing that I want my daughter to understand, that everybody has a different journey when it comes down to love. So I might love you this way, but you might want me to love you a totally different way. But I can't love you the way you want me to love you because I don't know how to love like that. I can only love you the way I know how to love. And then you have to learn how to understand and be able to accept my love as such. And the good thing about life is we don't have to accept everybody's love. Like, she has a choice. She doesn't have a choice to not accept my love. But when she gets older, she goes, I just couldn't stand it. I'm just not gonna. She's not the one. You can, but you can't say that it wasn't genuine love because we all live differently. Now, I'm not talking about people who are abusing their power of love. I'm not talking people who are trying to manipulate or put their hands on you or anything. Those are different types that we are not even going to call those love. But just like I have another daughter, and she wants me to love her a certain way, and I can't do it. Like, she doesn't want me to give my opinion, but you keep coming towards me to talk to me about your opinion, and if I don't give you any advice, then I'm wrong. So either way it goes, she's not going to be happy at the end of the day. So I might as well do it my way. So then when she's unhappy, at least I feel good about myself. Instead of saying, dang, I did it every which way and I still got it wrong, I'm not getting any better. So that's where love is such a important thing. And to understand to having sex, there's a lot of consequences in having sex. And not just pregnant and diseases. There's all kinds of other things too. Emotional issues and changing, you now becoming the woman or the man because you have had sex and what your feeling is of that. And being able to have a safe place to talk to. And it's so hard for kids to come to their parents to talk to them. That's my question to you. Even though I am as open as I am with you about sex and everything else, do you think it'll be one of those things that when you finally get to have sex, do you feel you will be able to come to me? And don't say yes because I'm here and that's what I want to hear. I really want to know because this is something I have been working on, and I promise you I feel like I'm failing at it each time because each kid is totally different, you know? But it's like, I want you to feel safe and secure to at least talk to me regardless if I'm going to be upset or not. Because I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything.
Oh, you want me to answer?
Yeah, I do.
I do feel like I would be able to, like, if I were to lose my virginity before marriage, I feel like I would come to you and talk to you, not just because you're right here, but because, like, you are very open, and then, like, you'll tell me, like, the consequences, you know, if you get pregnant, that's on you, you know, stuff like that, and I feel like you'll tell me, and you ask me, like, questions like, did you do this? Did you check? Did you make sure that they didn't have any diseases? Did this and this and that? And I feel like I would talk to you before I even if I feel the urge to have sex, before I do it, and then I just come to you. I feel like I would be able to come to you because you're very open and you're very, what is it? What's the word? Like, you're very forgiving. Not forgiving. What is it? Understanding. You're very understanding. So I feel like you talk to me, and like, I'm not sure if you talk me out it. You probably would. You probably try to talk me out it.
I don't think I would, because I don't believe that you can talk a child out of it. I really, I'm glad you did say that, because I think parents do, in their minds, try to talk their kids out of it. And I keep thinking, when I was that age, if I was feeling safe and able to talk to my mom, could she talk me out of it? No, because my friends had got to me first. But that's why I try to be so open with the conversation, because if I can get to you first and you know everything, so when your friends are talking to you, you be like this, uh-huh, sure. So did you get the such and such orgasm? What? Yeah, did you get that? Then you didn't have no real sex. You just trying to get somebody to jump in bed like you did. I think you have more ammo and ammunition to go against anybody just trying. Mm-hmm. So then I would just like, and don't get me wrong, because I might change up and be the one that's trying to talk you out. But in my mind, I think, no, because I always think about when I was younger and how would I do it? How would I do it from there? And I think if my mom was really open the way I am and was very free to have a conversation. My mom, I could talk to her about sex, and she had, when I was in high school, would ask me questions and I would answer it. But I still didn't feel like, I wish we would have had more of that conversation when I was younger. Because I learned a lot about sex in 8th grade in math class than anywhere else. And they were telling me stuff I never heard. Like, I remember a girl telling me, did your cherry pop? And I was like, I have never eaten a cherry that popped. Mm-hmm. I never, cherries pop. So I would eat a cherry, and then they would just laugh at me. So then I asked my auntie, who was a virgin when I passed away, and she would tell me, oh, that's your hymen and such and such. So my auntie was more easier to talk to about sex, even though she was a virgin, than it was with my friends. But I think if I knew there was more things besides, I think every kid and everybody in the world knows the consequences of being pregnant, the consequences of a disease. And that's supposed to scare you. But I don't really think it scares anybody, because people still have sex.
I'd be scared of a disease, though. Babies, I think I'd be scared of that, too.
And I tell you, even though you're a blessing, I'm going to just tell you right now, I'm blessed because I wanted to have a baby, and I tried to get pregnant when I was in high school. No lie, I did. But I'm so glad that God didn't make it that way, that I was able to marry, be in my relationship with my husband for a long time before we had a kid, because my kid has never gotten in my way of doing anything. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, if I went to, like when Antonio went to Vegas, it wasn't a problem because I had been to Vegas so many times before. So me going, it wasn't like, oh, I got my kid, I need to find a babysitter. I need, I feel like I don't want to go look at the Circus Olay and all that, circus hotel and stuff like that. I think it's a different, and people, I think, take it wrong when somebody says your life would have been so much better if you would have waited. Like, the child is not important, but that's not what they're saying. It's just like your life stops. Just think about your brother. He has a baby. And now that he has a baby, he doesn't want to go to Mexico because it's 5 days away from his child. But in reality, you're going to spend 4 or 5 days away from it anyway. But just knowing that you're going to be in Mexico and your child is not there, that's something you're missing out on. Mm-hmm. So while we're going to be older and we're going to be laughing about Mexico and the Bahamas and Jamaica and Hawaii, we're going to be laughing, and he's going to be like this. And then his thing is, I wish I could have went. Mm-hmm. And then it's like, yeah, you have to be able to plan it in that sense. Always, I think it's one of those things that you don't think about when you do it. And people think it, because I know when I was younger, I was just like, oh, I'm a good babysitter, so that's why I didn't have me as a babysitter. Because I thought, because I was a babysitter, that I thought I could raise kids. I thought I did better than the parents, when all I did was take the kid for a couple of hours, take them to get some pictures, and drop them back off, like grandparents. So I thought I was just ready to have a baby, but in reality, I wasn't. So But that's not, it's a negative and a positive. Let me put it that way. That's not going to be anything that scares anybody from having, especially men, because nobody demands a man, nobody demands these boys or men to stay around and take care of the responsibility. But it's looked bad upon when a woman does it. So you have to live at that life where your lifestyle is, people are going to look at you differently because you're the woman, the mother of a child. Mm-hmm. Then there are going to be a man. If a man comes once a week to see their child, he's a good daddy. So, sorry, any other questions? Or you can finish what you were saying on that.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I just feel like you'd be not supportive. Yeah, you'll be understanding. And then, like, you tell me stuff to do before I have sex. Like, make sure you do this. Make sure you're protected, you know. Mm-hmm. Have that talk, you know. And then be like, you understand, after this, you're going to be attached to this person because he entered into you, stuff like that. And I feel like you give me a whole lecture, which would probably make me not want to do it anymore because I'm tired of lectures. I've had lectures my whole life, so.
It's still what happens, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. So, I don't know, I just feel like I tell her. But I hope I don't want to have sex until I'm older. Because now I'm not, even though I'm still young, I'm really, really young, I don't think I'm going to be worried about sex when I get older. Because I got to go to college and stuff. I'm too busy for that. So, so yeah. Yeah, but my mom is a very understanding person. And I just feel like that'd be something that she'd be understanding about too. Because everybody's going to have sex in their life. But
yeah.
And she's very open about sex. So she'd be like, yeah, just be protected and make sure this, and
yes.
do this, and do this. So yeah, she's good. Okay.
Anything else?
Mm-mm. Oh, questions?
Yeah.
Okay, I have a question. Okay, so if you was my age, right?
Okay.
And you had a boyfriend,
mm-hmm.
and he had a girl best friend, and they've been friends for a while, do you think that he should stop being friends with that girl because you guys are together? Or it was vice versa?
This is a hard question. Here it is. So, just go on this little journey with me here. I think it's fine for a male to have a best friend that is a female, and I feel it's fine for a female to have a best friend that's a male as long as they never cross those boundaries. Mm-hmm. And the reason I say that, because I don't care if the moment you know they cross boundaries, you're not going to feel secure with that person being best friends with your partner. So if it's the male, the female, vice versa, whatever it is, you're just not going to be comfortable. And you're going to be uncomfortable regardless if they've never done anything, because in your mind is maybe she'll look at how he's treating me and want him now, and vice versa in that sense. But the best thing I can only tell you is, before being in any relationship, I'm all about having self-esteem, loving yourself and being secure in yourself. Because if you love yourself and you're secure in yourself, you're not going to worry about their friendship. And you're not going to be wondering if he's cheating. Now, if he's spending overly too much time with her than you, then okay, we're going to have some problems, because you ain't going to spend that much time with your sisters. You know what I mean? You ain't spending that much time with your mama. So your friend, even though you might look at her as your sister or your brother, no, you're not going to do that. But if you spend just as much time as, you know, you see her because she's over at the house with your brothers and sisters or your mom and dad and stuff like that, she once in a while come over, and she's going to respect your relationship to be like, well, I'll come over when Aviana's there, because I don't want, you know, because she'll have that respect. She won't overstep her boundaries. She's going to respect you if they are friends. I've had a lot of male friends in my life, and when they had girls, I respected them in that sense. The difference is everybody was coming to my house. So, but the girl, like I said, you can always pop over right along with him. At that time when I was younger, I didn't have a closed door. So if you want to come over, I wasn't like, ooh, you came over without calling first? That wasn't me. Everybody's allowed to come over. So the girls felt just as comfortable. Matter of fact, the girls started hanging out with me just as much as they were hanging out with their boyfriend. And when their boyfriend come over, you already here? Yeah. And me and them would still kick it, where she was comfortable not to be so clingy on her man, because she was already there kicking it with me. We was having a good time. We was drinking, and he popped up, and like, I have rules. So like, any dudes that come over, you see my trash can full, you gotta take it out, you know. So it's about how comfortable you make it. It's if your man and that girl that is friends or vice versa, or any way, shape, or form it is, if they make you feel secure and comfortable and the girl is making you feel secure and comfortable, I don't think it's a problem. The only time I think it's a problem when the girl is like looking you up and down or, you know, trying to talk negative about him and stuff like that. Because I tell people anytime if he has a best friend that's a female and she starts talking about him, best believe she likes him.
Mm-hmm.
I had to tell my one friend. She told me, no, 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 no. I was like, no. Is she? Because I said, as females, we're loyal friends. We're loyal when we have our male friend, and vice versa. The males are really loyal with their female friends. But for a woman to start talking about their best friend that they feel like is a brother to the girlfriend or the girl he messing with, she now turned the table and now likes him.
Mm-hmm.
And now likes him. And there's another one where the guy is saying, talk about me, but she wouldn't be able to talk about you as bad. She'd be just like, he be getting on my nerve, you get on my nerve. But it's hard for her to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
And it's vice versa, too. So it's all about respect. If everybody's respecting everybody, I think you're fine. But if the moment the respect has been broken, yeah, no. And it can happen at any time. And a lot of times a girl be like just went through so much hell with another dude and her brother is sitting up there, play brother, is sitting up there with the girl and they looking cute and they doing everything that she would want a man to do and she might just be like for that split second want that relationship and then turn the tables. And but he has to have the respect to say, what? I think she wants you. No. Start checking her behavior. And once he starts checking her behavior, he don't have to confront her. He don't even have to say nothing to her. Just check her behavior. And if he sees the behavior kind of change a little, then go, okay, I'm going to leave it alone. So it's really respect level. So yes, a man and a girl can have a man and a woman can have a relationship. A girl and a guy can have a relationship. It's not a problem, but it has to do with trust issues. I'm long-winded.
The reason why I ask because it's like, okay, so I've heard of like girls, right, and guys. So they have like either a female or a male best friend, and they have sex with their best friend and stuff like that. But then they have a girlfriend, and then they're still best friends with that same person. So like, wouldn't that make you feel uncomfortable?
Sometimes that is a turn off for another girl to understand that I got your man. You think you got your good man, but I got him and I control him. So the only one that's uncomfortable is the one that don't know. And best believe, ain't nobody really want to talk about that they have sex. If you have a boyfriend, I'm gonna just tell you, your daddy, I've been married to him over 20 years. If I said this is my best friend and we have sex, that's it. He done. No, that guy ain't kicking it. I can be like, he only gonna kick it when you around. Nope. You don't care about the respect level because at any time, one, that man has seen his woman,
Mm-hmm.
period, and might know something that he don't know. It's really touchy when it goes the other way around. Guys really don't play that. Girls try to play it because they try to act like they ain't controlling or the jealous type. With guys, just hell no. That's it. Girls, I'm like a guy. This hell no, we ain't doing it. Cause my thing is, now you done saw my man's thing, you done did this, I don't know. You might know a move that I ain't learned and he might be thinking about you. Nope. No, cause you can't help. I hate when people say you can control the way you think. No, you can't. Things pop in my head that I would never do or say or anything, but it just pops in my head. So you know, you can get somebody at a vulnerable state in life and jack them up. So no, nope, we're not doing that one.
Okay. Alright. I have another question. This one's like not sex related, but okay. So I've seen kids and like this question. What age do you think that like kids know or people know what gender they like or like what they like?
Honey, I don't even know. It is so weird. I'm gonna just tell you, and I know I'm probably gonna get people that can't stand me, but this is so true to my. I think being in the LGBTQ community has become more popular, so people are just trying it to try it. Now I do believe there are people that are gay. They were born gay. That's just how their mind was set, and I'm fine with it. You know what I mean? I think that's what it is. And some people are born with it, or some people didn't know that they had these feelings, and then when somebody explained it to them, they seen it and said, "Oh, I see the light." You know, so many different ways when it comes to that. But for the people that were born with it or just didn't know, they might not have been born with it. It just happens that they connect more with the opposite gender than they do the original. They like to be flamboyant, or they want to be butch, or they might want to be feminine and still want to be with a woman, or they want to be manly and still be with a man. I mean, however it is, that's their choice. Has nothing to do with my opinion. Only opinion I have is the ones that want to dabble and dibble around it, and it's like they're making it popular. So just how the world works. Let me explain. The world works as if it's popular, everybody wants to do it. So if you're making the LGBTQ popular, it makes everybody do it. Now I understand the LGBTQ and I understand why they built it. It's because they want to make sure that nobody's getting beat up or harassed or talked about or anything. And I agree with that 100%. But no, I think it's a weird thing. So I don't know what the age limit is because a lot of times nobody is taught to express themselves emotionally. We say we teach people to express themselves emotionally, but when they do express themselves emotionally, we get mad. You know how we are in America and we have freedom of speech. But if you have freedom of speech, people want to fight you over your opinions. They want to get back. Think about, just look at the people between Donald Trump who hate Donald Trump and the people that like. It's really like this all the time, and it's a battle, and people get in major arguments or fight over their opinion. It's their opinion. They can have whatever opinion. No, you're racist if you believe in Donald Trump. No, you're wanting to do this if you don't believe in Donald Trump, and it's all kinds of stuff all over the place. People do not accept people's opinions. So I think it could be any age. Learn to connect with yourself and understand what you like. Because sometimes I think people are connected just because it's popular. Pretty soon people are going to be having sex with animals, and then they're going to go, it's going to be popular that people having sex. So everybody's going to have sex with animals. Right now everybody's going, no, no, no. But it's getting there. People are doing it. And pretty soon they're going to have rights. You told me, as a matter of fact, you brought to my attention that they made sex dolls that were kids for people who are pedophiles that want to have sex with kids. We are okaying that, like we're amening it by giving them a kid sex doll. To me, that's like crazy. And you was like, I don't understand this, Mom. This doesn't make sense. But pretty soon it'll be a popular thing, and nobody's gonna look at it as such a horror that a grown man want to have sex with a kid or a grown woman want to have sex with a kid. Nobody's going to look at it as it being wrong. And that's why I don't want, that's the only thing I have an issue with is this. And not saying they're the same, but because I have to express, they're not the same, but I'm just saying if anything's popular, of course everybody's going to do it. Nobody, to me, everybody just flows with the popularity. And that's why I try to teach you guys to understand, don't have sex until you're married. Let that be popular. Back in the day when you used to have sex outside of marriage, you would get stoned or you would get beat. People would talk about you. You were known as the biggest hoe, and then you only had sex with one person, but it wasn't because you were married. Now, orgies is the thing, and nobody's looking at, people are prostituting, having orgies, menage, and nobody's looking at them like they're hoes. Nobody's looking at them. I'm telling you, when I was a kid, they were talking about sucking dick, and if you suck somebody's dick, you're a hoe. Now people are doing that before they lose their virginity. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it matters what age you figure it out. It's whenever you connect to your inner soul of who you are. But I think sometimes it's hard for people to know who they want to be. Or it's okay to do whatever you want. It's okay to sleep with a girl. It's okay to sleep with a guy. It's okay to do this and that. And I think sleeping with anybody outside of marriage, period, is just wrong. I don't care if you are into girls. I don't care if you're into guys. I don't care. Having sex outside of marriage to me is wrong. Me nowadays, there's nothing wrong with it. You know what's wrong? Being gay or lesbian. That's a sin. Having sex outside of marriage? Oh no, that's all right. That's all right. Oh, yeah, that's a sin. You're going to hell. And I have fought that so many times it pisses me off. It like really ain't. I mean, what? Yeah, having sex outside of marriage is not as bad as being gay or lesbian. They both have sex outside of marriage, right? So who's worse? Oh, the gay and the lesbian. God does not like that.
I just feel like people are too judgmental against the LGBTQ community.
They
Or people, period. They're just really
Yeah.
judgmental for no reason. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. But now you get it. You know what I mean? Like, and you don't want to be that way. So you look at it and go, I don't want to be that way. If my friend or my family members or whoever want to be gay or lesbians, I'm going to accept you for who you are. I think I'm wrong. I'm going to just tell you. Do you want to have a gay friend?
I do too. Oh my God.
They just seem like they're more fun and they're not so judgmental and they're just crazy and they just living their best life, and that's all I want to do is live my best life. I can't live my best life with these other people because they so opinionated. You see, I stopped saying I'm a Christian, and it's so funny because when people get mad at me and I thought you were a Christian, and I be like, I'm not. I'm like, how you gonna say you thought I was a Christian? I thought you was too. That don't work. So I just go, I'm not. You know. You don't have nothing to say then. I'm a sinner. That's what I am. I make mistakes all the time. I sin every day. I get mad. I get angry. I'm quick tempered. I'm emotional. I can be evil if I want to be and everything. It's something I strive every day to be nice and loving. And like I keep telling you guys, my kids, they didn't know the other Lenore because they be like, what? You hear stories, but you have not seen it. So when you see me yelling at you guys or screaming or whatever I'm doing, you go, ooh, that must have been. That's still nice
I can
compared.
just imagine, because you're like, when you be yelling, you so just imagine how you was.
Yeah, without filter.
Yeah,
I be trying to filter. I be failing, but I be trying to filter. Then I didn't try to filter, so just imagine the words that flew out of my mouth. So yeah, no, but yeah. I think it could be any age that you find out, because I think a lot of people suppressed this so much back in the day because it was so wrong. And they didn't even want to go to church or know God or anything because of it. So I can't judge anybody and come as you are to God. And if He doesn't like what you're doing, He'll change you. And if He doesn't change you, accept who you are and be happy. Because He knew what He made when He made you. He created you. Now, He knew we were going to sin. And when He created us and made us, He already knew what our life was going to go to. So He knew that if Joe was going to be gay, He knew that before Joe came. He knew if Sally was going to be a hoe, He knew she was a hoe before. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're going to be a robber, a thief, a liar, whatever, He already knew before. Come as you are. And just be with Him. And let Him change you. I'm going to tell you right now, Queen Lenore Hall can't change nobody. All I can do is raise my kids to the best of my ability, so when they get 18 and then whenever they move out, make sure that and that's just it. But after that, if you're grown, and even if you have to move back in, as long as you respect me and my home, I'm good. I really am. So I don't think it matters what age, if they to know what your sexual. You might be like me. You might not be. I'm just saying. I've always thought about sex when I was majorly sexual. Some of that was because I did get molested and raped when I was younger. But at the same time, sex is like the most interesting thing to me. I love talking about sex. And I love it. But I'm not as, you would think as freely as I am that I am this sex point. I do a little bit. Yeah.
I just feel like society makes it harder for people to come out as gay or lesbian because they're so judgmental. Yeah, like I'm saying.
Because, you know, it's abomination to God.
Yeah.
I said any sin is abomination. The one he says the most that hurt is the biggest sin that you can do is worship another God before him. And you don't know how many of us worship another God before Yahweh. Mm-hmm. How much do you think about your phone? How much, compared to how much you think about God? Do you pray as much as you play with your phone? Look at your computer. Look at money. Trying to reach money. I mean, how much are you doing all those? That's a sin. Ain't nobody talking about that though. You a lesbian. You're gay. You're bisexual. What the heck? And all the thing is, none of us do any of that at the end of the day. Like I said, you pray, you talk to God. Like I said, God, if you don't want me to be gay, if I was gay or lesbian, you don't want me to be gay or lesbian, like I told him with sex, you got to take it away. You don't have sex? Take the emotion, the feeling, all that away. Just take it away. I can't stop. So then he made me mad at God. Like, I ain't have sex with no. Get them there. I ain't dating, have sex. I had a list and there that I dated. Nothing like I dated. I was nothing like he dated. And his favorite thing, because I said I'm not having sex so I get married, and he smiled because all girls told him that. He didn't know it was true. He do now, but he didn't know. Things when you see somebody, I don't want you to feel bad if you have a gay friend or whatever. Just support them and love them. You don't have to agree with what somebody does to support and love. There's a lot of things, as you, my daughter, that I do not agree with, but I love you and support you. There's a lot of things I don't, about any of my kids, I don't, you know? There's a lot of stuff. And I'm emotional, so I can pick anything and not to agree with. But I'm going to love and support you regardless. And my middle child gives me that blues is, you know. I love and support him, but I don't agree with all the things he does wrong. And I don't know why we mixing it emotional, and I just think people are crazy. I do. It worked. We're going to cut the short. The computer is dying, and we had not charged. And it's not this again, but he's ever ready to do it. Baby, talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be. That's good when you got your daughter